everybody, Jessie here. This is my first layout using the October Hip Kit Club. And I start out here with a page paper from the Maggie Holmes Open Book Collection from Crate Paper. And I'm just going to gut the inside of this paper so that I can use it as part of my layers on the background as it comes forward. And the reason why I'm doing these layouts in November is I'm international, so I get my kits 2 at a time. So I got October and November's kit this month, and this is a piece from the Sycamore Lane collection. Sorry about it getting blurry here. It'll come back as soon as I pull up my gesso. And I was just trimming that down to a 1/2 inch smaller, so it's 11.5 by 11.5. And this is my gesso. I get mine at Michael's because it's cheap, and when I use it on layouts and stuff like this for paper, I really don't need the best quality. I'm just covering it in mist and things when I'm finished. So I tried a baby wipe, which didn't work, wasn't what I wanted. Then I tried a palette knife, and again, it wasn't what I wanted. So I went back to my paper towel, which is what I always use, so I'm really not sure why I was mucking around with things that I'm not used to. Once you have something that works for you, just stick to it, right? So I'm going to clean up and blast this with my heat gun. The reason you're going to get a lot of dead time in here, which I apologize for, is I've been having issues with trimming my video because I just record in one long big stream. And then I usually cut out the useless bits and pieces and everything and condense it into a smaller version. But I couldn't get anything to trim properly, and then the video was lapsing fine, and it was driving me bananas. So you get dead air like this where I'm looking for a stencil to use. And I picked that one from Balzer Designs. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like triangles. It's really, really pretty. And because the paper warped as much as it did, I'm just going to use some washi tape here to tape it down to my Ranger Craft mat. And I'm going to pull out my golden light molding paste to use over top of this stencil. I like the light molding paste, especially when I'm recording process videos and things. I don't have to stop and start because I can dry it with my heat gun relatively fast. And I'm just kind of messily applying this all over. I was going to try and do it real neat and tidy at the start, and then I'm like, you know what, just scrape it on and let it get all lumpy and bumpy and be happy with it, right? And it's been a while since I've done a voiceover or a process video or anything of that nature, so I apologize for my awkwardness and my inability to speak and keep you all entertained, but I hope you like the layout when I'm done at least. So we're just going to make sure that's nice and dry. And then I pull out 2 mists here. I pull out a teal and a coral. And the teal was from Lundy Stamp Gang. Well, it's more of a mint. And the coral is from Heidi Swap. And I ended up not using the teal color at all. I just used the coral. And this is one of Irete's kind of signature moves, and I absolutely adore it, and I steal it from her all the time now. And I'm just spraying the mist onto a piece of garbage packaging. See, that's where I think I'm going to change colors, and then I end up sticking with the same one. And you just spray it on a piece of packaging, and I add a little water and then smush it around on my page. And if you look real close, you can see where the gesso stops and the mist went off of the gesso, and the difference in color from how quickly it absorbs compared to it sitting on the surface and actually drying. It gives you a completely different look. You get more of the watercolor feel over top of the gesso than you do when you put it on top of raw paper. This is that ombre paper, and I ended up cutting it kind of out of the middle because I wanted the light on one side and the pinky on the other, and there's the piece I gutted that I'm going to use. And I'm just cutting random sizes. There is honestly no rhyme nor reason to anything I'm cutting at the moment. And that's a picture of my cat Punk, and he is laying on the blanket my mom made for me to cuddle up with this winter because I live in Saskatchewan, and it's like the 2nd of December when I'm doing this voiceover, and we've had below -40 temperatures with the wind chill already. So blankets are kind of a necessity for me. Now I'm just going to muck with these to make sure I get them straight like I want them. And I'm just using my Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher to staple them together. Then I don't have to fuss with tape. That's just a piece of foam tape. I buy it from Dollarama up here. And I get like a roll of it for $1.25. It's not acid or archival safe, but that's okay. And this is my Zig glue. I love this stuff, but it is such a pain. It is so thick. I'm forever cutting the tip off. But it's so nice because when you put it down, you still have time to move everything around before it actually sets and dries permanently. I thought you could see that, but that's my Micron. It's the 0.08 pen, and I'm just using that piece of scratch paper so that I don't get it all over everything, and I'm tucking it kind of in behind because I decided to outline after I'd put all my layers together. So we're just going to outline everything, including the two outside pieces, and carry on from there. This is really a relatively easy layout. There's not a lot of embellishing. There's not a lot of much happening, but I like it. I like that the colors blend in nicely with my cat's sandy colored fur. And I have two cats. This is just one of them. But anyway, that's kind of a random tidbit. So I'm going to outline this one. Wow, do I wish I could trim and take a bunch of this stuff out. I apologize. And I'm sorry that my head keeps getting in the way. I've recently got, I've got a 14-foot bar counter height desk, so it's 38 inches high, so I can stand and scrapbook. And I'm still getting used to how to film a 12 by 12 layout. Cards are real easy because I drop my camera almost right into my desk. But the 12 by 12 layout, I have to have you guys up higher, so I'm still kind of perfecting how I'm going to do this without getting my big noggin in the front. And this is Miracle Tape. It's similar to Score Tape. People will tell you it's the same, but Score Tape's way stronger. This works great for layouts, cards, things of that nature. But if you're constructing like mini albums or books and things like that, home decor pieces that are gonna be moved around and fiddled with and all the time, I'd use Score Tape. I do find it definitely stronger. That is off of the Teresa Cullen sticker sheet that came with the kit. And I can't even remember what it says off the top of my hand. I apologize. There'll be pictures of this at the end of the video, as well as on my blog, which you can find at jessiebanks.com. And the title is Hey Punk. I'm using the small letters from that sticker sheet, and they aren't straight. I kind of left them all wonky, and then I just put the Hey in beside it. I really love those word thickers. I think they're absolutely fantastic. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to yank out a whole bunch of these embellishments, probably mostly ones with gold on it. Apparently I thought gold worked real well with Punk's hair color and the rest of this layout. And I'm going to end up using like 2 or 3 of them. 3, I think. I don't use much at all. And then these are the cork pieces. And I'm going to pull them all out because I want one of those arrows that are way, way up the little top. And then I'm going to use 2 other pieces. I'm going to pull that one for now. And I'm going to go back in a bit and grab a little heart so that I have 3 pieces of cork on there. That didn't make me happy. This I cut. I'm going to use it as photo corners. So I'm going to put one there on the bottom there, and then I'm kitty cornered to it. I'm going to put another one up at the top, but I'm going to put it in between the layers instead of directly onto the background. And I'm using that Zig two-way, or the, pardon me, two-way. I can't even think today. I'm using the same adhesive as I used before, and the name escapes me at the moment. And I cut the corner that's going to hide underneath. One, because it meant ripping up a bunch of layers, and the second reason I did that is because I needed it to, I wanted to use that second little piece. I use it on a layout, a couple layouts from now. This is just hemp twine from, well, I don't even know if they call it hemp twine, but it's just thin twine from May Arts, and I got like a whole 400-yard spool of it from Simon Says Stamp, almost a year ago. I use this stuff all the time, and there's way more than half the roll left. I use it on cards and I use it on layouts, and like this year I made about 500 Christmas cards, more than that, and it was probably on at least half of them, and there's tons of it left. I use it all the time. It's my favorite. There's this little tag, and I'm going to muck with a couple other pieces on it and try to get a heart to work that's far too pink, and I'm going to take it back, and I'm going to try this yellow piece, and it doesn't work, and I don't like it. But I do love the tag, so I stick that on. Then I get the foam and I put this heart on, and no, I really don't like it. So that's where that cork piece is going to go, and this is when I dig out the little heart and I put it in the bottom. My fine liner that I fill with glossy accents that I love has successfully glued itself shut. And now I'm looking for my Tombow Mono multi-glue, which will work just as well to hold all of these in pieces. I mean, once they go into my album, nobody really mucks with them, and they go into my album as soon as I finish photographing them for my blog or for a video like this. And I'm hoping to continue doing videos and that you guys all like them. So now I'm mucking around with a couple extra embellishments. I'm going to put this one piece of chipboard on, and I'm going to do a little bit of journaling, and my head is going to be in the way, and I apologize for you having to stare at the top of my head. Well, I do. It's just a little bit of journaling. And now there's going to be some pictures at the end here for you. And you can all visit my blog. The link will be down below. And thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.